Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? Huh? It's Monday night and I'm doing my podcast. It's close to like 10:20 p.m. And I think I got a slight cold, uh, under the weather, right? This, Jesus, oh, the food I had ordered right from the Chinese restaurant. Uh, it's Monday, February 12th, 2024, in the year of the Lord Christ, right? So, what a game. What a fucking game yesterday, man. Jesus. Good for me that the Chiefs won. You know what? Because I had bet money on them. And, excuse me, sorry. And I was watching the game yesterday at my sister's place, right? My brother-in-law and they had invited like 15 people were there, I think. A couple of kids as well, families with kids. In any case, so what a fucking game, dude. Jesus Christ. It went into overtime, which I don't recall ever that oh shit, what do you call, um, Super Bowl, as far as my memory, or as far as I remember, I don't think I ever watched a Super Bowl that went into overtime. But in any case, so it happened, right? And lost like 13 seconds and they did the touchdown, Chiefs. I was basically just obviously rooting for them, but I didn't think that they were going to win. But the overtime, they did it. You know what? And the reason, I'll tell you guys, the reason why they won, when I saw when I saw that the 49ers in the overtime, when they did a field goal instead of a touchdown, but they played safe, right? And then that's when I said, "Oh, this is it. This is it." If the Chiefs can basically take the ball to the other side, right? That's it. Then they're going to do a touchdown. They're not going to do a fucking field goal, all right? Because if they did a field goal, then it would have gone into another overtime, right? Would both teams basically win? Is that what it is? Yeah. But in any case, so very interesting game. And then I had bet how much I had bet on them. So in New Jersey, I bet on them. I think $140. And then, because when I went to New York, right, because my sister lives in New York, so I couldn't basically do anything with New Jersey, apparently, right? And I just basically, I bet on the whole spread, right? I got there and then I basically put more money on them on FanDuel, right? And then basically, dude, I just won both. So so I spent over $300 and then I got what, like 1,200. Isn't that good? I felt good. Because I think everybody, almost like half, more than half of the people there, I think they were rooting for 49ers. I think it's just me and maybe one other person, right? And then I felt good at the end. Oh my freaking God, Jesus! So I'm going to buy the ticket for South Africa with that money. How about that, huh? Yeah, me and my wife, we're planning to go to South Africa, although it's a fucking long ass flight. But I mean, I already booked her flight and we had to book the hotel and I had to book my flight because problem is that, I can't, unfortunately, I can't, go on a long vacation. I wish I could. I wish that we could be together for, for a couple of months, but I can't because I have work here and it get, my work gets suffered, which is not good, Then the money, I had to collect the money and invoicing, all that jazz, right? So I got to buy that ticket and then we're gonna go to South Africa. Okay, why South Africa, sir? I don't know. I guess because it's summer down there now, right? It's kind of the end of the summer, right? And then it's gonna go into fall down there. So it's supposed to be really nice, Cape Town, because it has beaches as well as sort of the hills, the mountains, so you can hike and you can also go to the beach. Although I'm not gonna go to the beach. If my wife does, if she wants, she can go to the beaches. I'm not a beach person, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna do some hiking, play some golf, and work, and work, enjoy some like, South African whatever cuisines and whatever it is, right? So, and we're gonna leave February 22nd is when my wife is gonna leave. Um, and then I'm gonna leave a few days after, I mean over the weekend. What is that? Hold on a sec. So if I look at the calendar, right, it's 22nd actually is Thursday. So I think I'm gonna leave on Saturday. So she'll be there for a couple of days and she'll settle in the hotel, right? And then I'm gonna go there. And then, and then probably after that, after a few days in the hotel, we're gonna probably get like an Airbnb. Because that's gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be more like homey, yeah, than like being in a hotel room, right? All right, so that's the plan. Let's see what happens. Uh, because obviously, we haven't heard anything from the government, from the State Department on her case, and it sucks. Totally sucks. Um, and I'm just basically getting, impatient as the time goes on, right? And so Super Bowl was yesterday. So basically, football season is over in America. I mean, American football up until July, August, right? That's it. Now, what do we got? Nothing. We got hockey, and then we got what, like Premier League, soccer. The English Premier League, and it's cold here. Speaking of which, we did play actually golf last Saturday because uh 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 I hold on a second. I got a message from my friend Terry. Oh my freaking God. I think he got some injury from falling or something. Jesus. Oh man. So in any case, I hope, he recovers because this is not good. And so in any case, again, I hope he recovers. And when you don't have your fucking health, you know, whatever reason, all right, it could be even like a fucking flu that I'm feeling right now, right? It's just like annoying the F out of me. Because now I have to use the fucking running nose and all that, right? And you get into some physical fucking, like injury, whatever, and I don't want to get into too many details, but it just like if you don't have your health, then it just everything becomes secondary, fuck it. Everything becomes secondary, and especially with old age, I mean, I'm not young, and yeah, sometimes my wife is right, you gotta take care of your health, man, you know. Yeah, I gotta cut down on these fucking coronas, right? Which I'm doing, but then you got the Super Bowl and everybody's just having fun and this and that, right? Although I didn't drink a lot yesterday, I had like three coronas. And my brother-in-law, he cooked a really amazing food. And my sister, obviously, right? They do a lot of cooking because there were a lot of people there, right? So you had to feed them. I didn't take anything. Um, and Yeah, the game was just exciting. It was just, America's biggest like fucking sports event. And then Usher was there. Usher, fucking Usher. I remember he came on to become successful, right? He's an R&B singer, and he came on to become successful. I remember in the early 2000s. I think when I came to this country, right, and then I graduated, and I was basically in the New York, hangout scene, right? And you listen to all kinds of music, and obviously at that time I remember that music, and then I also remember some of the other ones, right? Like Jennifer Lopez, I think she actually came on to become a successful artist around that time too, or was that even before that? I don't know, but I think Usher is kind of like our age, and there were a lot of celebrities. Elon Musk was walking in there. Somebody was showing us with his son, right? What's his name? What's Elon Musk's son's name? X23785 9100. I have no fucking idea. Um, I don't know why Elon Musk loves that fucking, letter X. X. What? So Twitter, as you know, is now X, right? So I I ordered the Chinese food, right? What did I order? Oh, right. So I ordered like some braised beef, noodles. It was really good, but the only problem I realized was that the broth they give you, right? Usually, if you order like a noodle, like like entree, right, from an Asian restaurant, they usually give you like noodles and the meat and the vegetables in a container, right? And then on another container, they'll give you the broth, right? And then I realized that that broth was so fucking spicy. I'm like, I can't eat this. So what I did was that I made my own broth. So I looked down in my fridge, freezer, and then I saw some chicken in there, right? Chicken wings. So and then I made my own soup, broth out of that. I basically I threw some garlic in there, like crushed garlic, and then I threw some like onions in there too, a little bit of tomatoes, and and then a little bit of spices, like I had that the other day I bought this like Greek um like spice mix, it's not really spicy, so that's the kind of spiciness I like. And then obviously some turmeric in there, right? Throw some turmeric in there, and then I basically just with some olive oil, and then I made broth out of the chicken wings, right? And that was good, and that's what I had for dinner. And then I was just finishing up some work. The other thing I did was that so I bought that Fire Stick, right? Amazon Fire Stick. the new one, right? One also has the Alexa on it, right? So what I did was that I had ordered that splitter, right? Splitter, the HDMI splitter, because I have the TV here, right, in my living room, and then I have the TV, the same size TV in my bedroom, right? And I didn't want to go back and forth using two fucking fire sticks, and and these are not very expensive, but so I use the splitter, right? I use the splitter, and I use the same basically HDMI splitter, and then I just split the fire stick between this TV and the one in the bedroom. So it's good, right? I don't have to like fucking you know use the same fucking like not the same but two separate fire sticks, with two separate remotes. And I'm already annoyed that like my life is just surrounded by these fucking electronic gadgets, the computer, the phone, the fucking other Pixel phone that I use to talk to my wife, and then these fucking remotes of all fucking kinds, you know. And you all think that the AI is taking over. Oh, it has already taken over, sir, ma'am. All right, it has already taken over. Look at this. Can you live without a phone? That's my gazillion-dollar question, right? I don't think so. It's impossible. Not only I think these phones have become, these smartphones have become a need, they have basically taken over our lives. Jesus, you know, who knew that this was what's going to happen in our human lives, in 21st century, right? Who knew? Like, if you exhume and bring back those people from like 300, 400 years ago, right? And they would probably say, you know what? We just want to go back. No, 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 this is not for us. Our simple lives were better. We were just doing some farming. We were cultivating some fucking almonds and potatoes and some, cherries and we were living a simple life. And this is just too much. This is just too complicated. So just send us back into the fucking past, right? That's what they're gonna say. I don't know. I mean, this I think was inevitable. Technology. Uh, for our own convenience, we came up with these computers first, right? The VCRs, remember those fucking, tape recorders and tape players, right? And then I'm thinking, yeah, well, then, not that I'm thinking, then the computers came on, right? The computers came on to the fucking, the whole, uh, college campuses. I remember the first year of our engineering college, right? Bachelor's. We had a computer course, and I really did a good job in that course, right? Many of my colleagues actually failed that fucking course because they didn't really pay attention. If you want to be a civil or mechanical engineer, you don't want like, you don't give a fuck about like a computer course, right? But in any case, I don't know. Didn't I say that the other day that when I went down to fucking Kennedy Space Center, right, in Orlando, and then I saw those like the thrusters, right? Again, am I repeating myself? I'm sorry. And I saw those thrusters, and I'm like, something just surfaced from my fucking subconscious, which was a desire to be an aeronautical engineer, right? Which I couldn't because I was rejected by the Air Force. Right? In any case, so rejected for whatever, because there was no other engineering college at that time which was offering aeronautical engineering. It was only through Air Force, and you had to go through like fucking military, tests and whatever not, right? And I got disappointed, but then I got into engineering college, right? Not. in an article, but uh, you know, and then I did. Like, in any case, where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? Did I lose just a chain of thought? Uh, oh yeah, computers. Okay, so again, maybe I'm just fucking repeating myself all the time as I do, right? That now we are so dependent. First, we were not dependent with, on computers, right? But then we became dependent on computers by the time I got to this country, right? By the time I got to my graduate school, obviously internet was all over and computers and everything was online, right? All the courses, everything was online. And and um, and then I bought my first fucking laptop, right, from eBay. Am I gonna repeat my saga of like my grade school? No. But the point I'm trying to make is that this whole dependence we have, this whole dependence we have on these gadgets has become, I think, too much too fast. Am I wrong? I don't think so. Because nobody predicted this. Nobody knew that this was going to happen, and we were going to just basically sleep with these fucking phones and live with them, and then and we would be so dependent on them, such that not only they are our need, but they are just our dependence. And I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes, my wife is like, why are you breaking these phones, man? Why are you? It seems like you have problems with phone. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't get along with these fucking gadgets. Somehow I feel that they are alive. Do you understand me, right? Or they don't understand me because I am a human, humanoid, right? I'm a humanoid machine, biological machine, as opposed to these fucking, like, what do you call the gadgets? And then the wiring and then the everything else in there, right? The screen and oh my freaking God. I don't want to go. I don't want to get there. All right. I don't want to. I'm just, I'm just saying that we have just become too much reliant on them. Reliant? Is that even a word, sir? Um, you know, uh, that's why, if you have to be with other human beings, 'cause that's your real connection with this fucking world. Not through these phones and not through, computers. And yeah, that's good. But then, you just isolate yourself. And I just feel bad for these kids, who actually, I'm talking about kids, like, like teenagers, let's say, right, who actually grew up with these fucking gadgets. I'm glad we didn't, to be honest with you, because at least, yeah, we didn't have any of this shit when we were growing up, right? Teenagers in our teen years, and we were just basically going out there in the in the mountains, and we were just playing whatever sports we could play, right? Mostly like soccer and cricket, right? Up in the mountains, and then yeah, a little bit of like badminton, right? In the college, because we had these courts, where the dorms were, right? And we didn't have any of these even when we were getting into our bachelors, like that computer class, right? So we had, you remember those fucking computers, like, you know the uh, uh the operating system was on a fucking disk this big, right? Then you had to insert that fucking disk. It was called PC DOS. Remember that disk operating system by Microsoft? I think that's the one. That's the first one that came out, right? Before fucking Windows. And I remember working like, working on the computer lab, in the computer lab in the school, right? For that course, because you had to do programming, right? Oh, Fortran, Fortran. Remember fucking Fortran? Oh my fucking God. Fortran, because Fortran is something you can use as an engineer, right? You can basically come up with your own like fucking calculations and all that, so you don't have to fucking, you don't have to like fucking use, Excel spreadsheets, like gazillions of them, right? Remember at the bottom you have these fucking Excel sheets. If you're doing a lot of calculation, if you're using a lot of data, right? And repetitive fucking data. And I'm not sure, is that even alive now, Fortran? Maybe it is. I don't care. I don't use it. I don't need to. And I just went from one topic to the other, as I always fucking do, right? Hold on a second. I just want to check the fucking weather. It's supposed to be a snowstorm. And I told my engineers, hey guys, listen, depending on the situation, uh, and I'm hoping that the media, fucking news and all that, they're just hyping it up. Yeah. Instead of it being a real storm, right? I mean, this is fucking February 12th. I mean, what are we talking about? Like a nor'easter? I hope not, because that's a fucking pain in my ass. Nor'easters are nor'easters are a pain in my ass because um they go on for like 3 days. You know what I mean? So okay, let me check the details of the fucking weather. Hold on. Winter storm warning. Okay, oh that's fucking great, right? What's the what's the warning, huh? Alexa, weather.
Fahrenheit, cloudy skies. Tonight, you can expect snowy, rainy weather with a low of 33 degrees. Also, there's a winter storm warning in effect on Tuesday, February 13th from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m.
So winter storm warning from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday, which is basically tomorrow, right? And then I was just looking up my fucking stash of food and all that, right? I don't even have eggs. And if my wife finds out, she's going to basically just throw me out of the fucking window. And then especially if I can't go to a fucking bagel shop, right? Or the stop and shop to get some eggs and bread and whatever not, right? I'm hoping that this is just an overcast and they're just like fucking hyping it up as they always do, these news and media and all that, right? But NYC winter storm warning, 6 to 10 inches of snow forecast. Oh my fucking God. And I was telling my wife today, listen, I'm just gonna escape to fucking Orlando again. She was like, shut up. This phone is not even fucking working. And this phone has been giving me such a fucking hard time because I dropped it once and then I had to change the screen. And since then, it's just not work. It hasn't been working properly. In any case, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I don't need a fucking, you know, new phone, and I don't have fucking money to spend on a new phone. All right. So there you go. So that's the storm. That's the weather fucking report in New Jersey, New York. And I'm just hoping that this just okay. If it snows, let's say 10 inches, fine. I'm just hoping that it just ends by the end of the day tomorrow, right? And then Wednesday, hopefully, the sun comes out and all the snow is melted, right? That's good. Otherwise, it's going to be so fucking cold. Means if I mean all you people up here, if the fucking snow remains on the ground, right? And then on top of that, if we have like fucking 20 degrees, right? That's going to be like a fucking tundra. There's gonna be like a fucking winter tundra, and you know, then you're stuck in your fucking apartment, and your mobility is limited, right? And and then also, work, because I didn't really, I mean, I worked here, and I woke up late actually today because of the Super Bowl, right? And I was trying to get some sleep. I couldn't sleep. But in any case, so so that was my take on, the fucking Super Bowl. And what the hell I was talking about before that I went into, weather reports. But I think the snow is going to start probably like in an hour or so, and then it's going to snow until probably until afternoon, right? Excuse me, sorry, until the afternoon, right? And then what's going to happen? Oh, it already has started. Shit. So the snow has already started, and look at the fucking clouds. Oh shit, it's coming from the south. It's coming from the south and fucking Midwest. That's what it is. You know. So that's why it's turning into a snowstorm, because also coming from Midwest, which is basically cold, right? Colder as opposed to like from the south, you get the warmer winds, right? All right, so it is what it is. What can you do? Just stay in, watch some fucking movies. Well, you know, easy on the fucking driving, because you're gonna be fucking, driving in icy conditions. Is that what it's going to be tomorrow? I don't know. But I do want to get to the office, and if I can, obviously, I need to fucking get my breakfast and all that. And I'm hoping that it's not going to be that fucking bad. I mean, Stop and Shop should be open, right? 10 minutes drive from here. So I'm not too concerned. Some people, how some people are like fucking, stashing and hoarding all the groceries in the grocery store, right? And then you're like, are these people out of their fucking mind? It's not like the world is coming to an end. It's not like a nuclear holocaust is going to happen, right? It's just some fucking weather for 2 days or one day, for fuck's sake. But some people, for some fucking reason, have this notion of like, end of the fucking planet, sort of, you know, hoarding and buying, everything in the grocery store. And then you don't leave anything for anybody else, you know, whether that be meat or eggs or bread or milk or. And I get it. Like, I mean, if you have kids, right? If your kids are, if you have a large family, then obviously you need to feed them, right? And then if you can uh, be mobile during the fucking snowstorm, I get that. But I'm talking about everybody who just becomes this part of the herd of sheep, right? Oh, you know what? Oh, look at her. She's basically just, like buying like six like fucking loaves of bread, right? And he's like fucking buying what, like 10 cans of whatever soda or water, right? Whatever the fuck it is. And then it becomes a fucking shit show, right? And people are just too afraid of some things, which practically speaking don't make any fucking sense, right? It's, but in any case, am I bashing these people too much? These hoarders from the grocery stores. All right. What else? What else? What else is going on, huh? What is going on? That's a good question. I am watching. What the hell am I watching these days, by the way? Am I watching something? Because I usually watch these old fucking shows that I never watched right when they came out. Because I never had a fucking TV. I never signed up for fucking TV, right? And all I would get, wherever I lived, everywhere I lived, the only thing I would get is internet. That's it. Nothing else. I didn't want fucking TV channels and all that, right? Uh, and I don't know. I never got into it. Now I'm old, and I'm looking at these fucking shows, and some of them are really really amazing, because I'm into like sci-fi and all that. Some of the sci-fi shows are pretty good. Even the old ones, right? Now there's a new one I was watching. I'm trying to remember what the hell was that. Hollow, Hollow or Hola or Hollow, one of those, right? And that's kind of a show that I am into. It's about like fucking, future civilization, I think. Yeah, on some other planet, not on Earth. 2600 something, right? That's the fucking year that show is set in, I think. And and yeah, I mean, I don't want to tell you any stories from that show. I don't remember, but I'm gonna watch that before I pass the fuck out, right, tonight. And oh yeah, I gotta buy that fucking ticket to go to South Africa, Cape Town, and then we have to buy the hotel room, right? Yeah. Um, so I gotta do that tonight if I have time. If I don't, then I'll probably do that tomorrow. You know. And my wife is going to be like, okay, well, okay, well, haven't you even bought the ticket? Am I going by myself? That's what she's going to say. But I'm looking forward. Uh, First, obviously, she is my significant other. For us to be together is importante, right? But in any case, so um, it's supposed to be really nice down there right now. I mean, Cape Town weather. If I Google Cape Town weather, right? Cape Town weather. Oh, wait, wait, wait. So Cape Town, somebody was yesterday, was it yesterday or my sister's Super Bowl party. Somebody was, when I told them that, hey, I'm going to Cape Town, they were like, oh, are you doing diamond business or no? Because apparently South Africa is big on, diamonds. So people apparently, I think, import a lot of diamonds from South Africa. And should I get into like diamond business? Smuggle some fucking diamonds from South Africa, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I got enough work, trust me, on my own career side, and actually the solar is becoming really really big now, I think. So I really want to get into that, and I spoke with I'm trying to team up with some electricians and some other people, and I might actually need to just register a company, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see, right? I'm talking about installations because we already do designs for solar. And actually, I was just finishing up one. I just finished one, right before the podcast. So there's money in there. There's money to be made. Why not? And it's a good experience. I mean, solar is renewable energy, right? And it's still, I mean, speaking of solar, right? It's still less than 1%. of where our electricity, let's say, for example, in New Jersey, New York comes from, right? I think I was looking up yesterday. Somehow I came across this website where they were talking about, like how much, for example, how much electricity we get through, for example, wind or, hydroelectric or what's the other one? Coal. Coal is not much, but most can you believe that most of the electricity that we get here in New York, especially in New York City, right? Because New York City obviously is big in terms of population, right? 8 million. And so they get their electricity through, most of it, I think it's 44% is through natural gas. Natural gas plants, because natural gas is still, cleaner than obviously, coal and all that, right? And then all you hippies, then you're gonna say, oh, really? Yeah, really. Um, why are we doing that? That's what you're gonna say, right? Well, I mean, what else? And nuclear. Nuclear is also a big part, I think at least like 20% nuclear. Can you believe that? And then, right, so nuclear, hydro, and natural gas. So these are the biggest sources of fuel for us getting electricity, right, in our homes. Solar is still, yeah, it's nothing. I mean, if you go to some place like fucking Nevada, right? Nevada has those farms, I think, and then I saw actually when I was down in Orlando, I saw some of those farms because it's Sunshine State, right? Florida. So Florida had those because states like Nevada, obviously, they get like sun like 100%, like 100% around the around the year, and uh, and they better be harvesting that, right? That the solar energy, which I think they do. But uh, on the East Coast, we have a lot of, I think, resources in terms of water. We have a lot of like so water, and then um, and then obviously natural gas, right? I mean, in this country, we have basically everything. Why do we have to fucking buy oil and gas and everything from all these other countries, right? Oh, because we can't drill, right? We can't drill in our own lands. Is that what it is? All right, I don't want to get into that discussion. All right. I think I talked about that in one of my previous podcasts. So, so let's not go there. And uh, who talks about that actually? For us to become a class one civilization. Right now, we are not even a class zero civilization. All right, these classes are actually determined by these astrophysicists. I think, right? They're saying that if you harness your parent star's energy 100%, right? I think then you become like class one or class two. Is that what it is? Because our sun gives us a lot of energy. It's just a lot of energy, but we don't have means to harvest it. All right. Mhm. We only have these solar panels and some other means, right? Um, so for us to be like really, really independent, um, means that we can harvest the whole, I'm not talking about, like sucking the blood out of sun. I'm not talking about that. I mean, sucking the light out of sun. I'm not talking about what I'm talking about is that, you harvest energy that comes to us, through light and through radiation and all that, right? Am I saying that right? Radiation, maybe not. But in any case, uh, that actually then makes us a class. one civilization. We are not even a class one civilization right now. Right now, right now, right now. Are there any class one civilizations out there? I have no fucking idea. Well, we don't know. We can't contact them. They can't contact us because of the fucking distances, right? Humongous distances. And we are at our own for now. Yes. Unless unless there are aliens who are here through other portals, right? They have come here through other portals of what, like wormhole? I have no fucking idea. Which I don't believe. I think we are still alone. Nobody has visited us. Uh, and I don't think there's a possibility that somebody would visit us physically, right? In near future. I don't think so. Because they're probably in the same fucking boat as we are, right? In terms of like how this universe actually was started, right? And then how the life started and all that, right? I have a feeling that like most of the civilizations out there are in the same basically boat. Although I shouldn't say that because you have no fucking idea, right? Even if there's a civilization which is 100 years more advanced than us in future, right? Yeah. So they got to have some technology that we don't have, right? Such as, I don't know, locking devices. I don't. I think the technology that's gonna come in future. I won't be here. Most of you all won't be here, right? Let's say 100 years from now, and what's gonna happen? What's the new thing that's going to basically emerge? Um, I can't predict because I can't see the fucking future, all right? But based on where we are going now, obviously, are we going to download our fucking brains into machines and just like not even bother to like live a physical life? Is that what it is? So we don't need to fucking eat or what do you call it, do anything. Right? Just download our fucking brain into a computer and just be in the fucking matrix, right? In our mind. Is that what it is? Is that what's going to happen? I have no fucking idea. But that's a fictional and far-fetched idea. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And what is going to happen is that, well, there are a couple of venues where we're going to make a lot of progress, obviously, right? And that's already happening, which is that the computers and phones are going to get so much better, and it's going to be like a fucking, what do you call it? Like more like a simulation world. I think in terms of augmentation. I think that's what's going to happen. Uh, Speaking of which, I think I had to go into Apple's fucking store, right? Apple store and try their goggles. Apple has a new goggles called Vision, whatever the fuck it's called, right? But they're extremely expensive. I can't afford to buy them. But I want to try them to see, because apparently, they give you this ability, right, to have this augmented, like reality. You are basically using those goggles. At the same time, you are also looking at fucking your surroundings, right? You can see the fridge, you can see the island, right? But at the same time, you can bring these screens. Apparently, you can bring these screens, right, through goggle. And what you are doing is basically you are just typing in the fucking air. Is that what it is? It's like, for example, if you have a phone, right, iPhone, and Once you wear those goggles, right? It's like using the iPhone in the fucking air through goggles. Is that what it is? I have a fucking idea. So I want to try those, but that's the Apple platform. So I can't use that for example, I don't think you can use that with Windows. See that? That's the fucking limited problem with Apple products. They want to, put their stamp on it. Like, no, you can't use it with fucking Windows. What? Because what am I going to do with that fucking Apple, like, platform? I think if I was an artist or if I were some sort of I don't know, like a artist or maybe actor or something, right? Where I was producing online shit, I think Apple is really good for that, right? Their graphics and all that are good. But I'm not an artist. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a fucking, actor. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with that? Oh, I know. The best thing you can do, right, with that is, so you can basically watch movies, and the way you do that is that it creates a fucking screen, all right? It creates you can create a screen any distance from where you are, right? Let's say if I'm in my living room here, I'm sitting in the fucking couch, right? And then, so does that mean that I don't need a TV anymore? Is that what it is? Because now I can just do the screen and then internet, and then I can just go to YouTube or whatever, Amazon or whatever, right? And then I just can watch movies and I can even do the TV, right? If I need to fucking, listen to news and all that, it's just it's out. But the only problem is you have to wear that. So maybe this weekend I should actually go into Apple Store, right? And try it. Why not try it? Well, I mean, just that's the no, I think that's one of the venues. That's the argumentation, right? Argumentation of our real surrounding, right? Our reality with machines. That's going to be big with this Apple thing, right? Microsoft have one as well, but I think Microsoft one is a shitty one. Their hardware is not that good, to be honest with you. And Apple obviously is the fucking forefront of like hardware, like, whatever. I mean, this is something that they're doing that's new, right? Their phones, their computers are really good. Um, but the Apple goggles, I'll probably buy those when the price goes down to like fucking half, right? I'm not spending fucking $3,000 or how much is that? $3,500 on a fucking goggle, all right? And unless somebody's selling refurbished ones, which I don't think they're gonna be. I think they just came out right in February. Is that what it is? 3 months, 4 months down the road, they're gonna go down in terms of price. That's it. And I'll just set up a fucking theater here in my bedroom or in my living room, right? Hopefully, my wife will be here by then. We can watch movies or shows, and then she can watch whatever she wants. I'll watch whatever I want, and we're gonna be fighting on what we want to watch. Is that what it is? Um, what's the other thing that's going to explode? Is is space travel? No, that cannot explode because we have a limited capability in terms of how far we can go, how fast we can go. So I mean, unless and until somebody comes up with a thermonuclear engine, thermo fucking nuclear engine. But then even for thermonuclear engine, you need to have something that actually has to rotate the thrusters, right? Otherwise, how are you going to fucking, lift off the rocket? Because right now they use, what do they use? Like fucking hydrogen and oxygen, right? That's the fuel they use. And so I don't know. I think a lot of people are working on that, thermonuclear engines. Again, I'm not a nuclear engineer, so I have no fucking idea how that works. I mean, yeah, I mean, basic, I can imagine, it's a fission, right? Is it a fission or fusion? One of those, right? I think it's fission. So, and that actually, if somebody comes up with a technology where you use, those fucking batteries, right? Thermonuclear batteries, and those basically just, like blast the fucking thrusters, right? And then you zip through the fucking space, with like at least one third of the speed of light. Oh, that's it. If we can achieve one third of the speed of light, that's it. We can go to fucking, what's the nearest star system? Proxima Centauri. We can get there in 12 years, basically, because that's only 4 light years away from us. So if you come up with one third of the speed of light, right, in 4 years, that's basically 12 years. We can get there in 12 years, put these fucking astronauts onto a machine, right, on a rocket, and put them in these fucking stasis chambers, right, for like 10 years, or at least 11 years, right, until, they get to Proxima Centauri, and then they wake up. Remember the fucking alien movies? Is that what's going to be like? When they get there, they realize there are some nefarious elements on that fucking planet. I don't think so. Um, but obviously, if there's life out there, right? That life obviously is going to be more or less like our, maybe more primitive or maybe more advanced, right? If we discover life on other planets. And that's going to be like the fucking, what do you call, jubilation of whatever the fuck it is, right? You become like interstellar. Is that what it is? I think that's the human vision, that's the ultimate human vision, that, we are explorers, and we want to know if we are alone. Or if and that's the whole point, I made a joke that maybe we are just wasting our fucking time in these fucking telescopes, right? Beaming at these fucking like exoplanets, and then we realize, oh, wait a minute, the fucking exoplanets are like a bazillion miles away, right? That was the point. What's the point if you can't do it? We can just fucking like think of in our minds, right? Of getting there, but we can't get there just because the distances are so fucking huge. In any case, so um, what's the other way where humans are going to make a lot of progress? Uh, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, technology, are they going to come up with fucking, these humanoid robots? Who knows? I mean, I think the big uh, competition right now, even, it's 2024, even right now, is the need for these minerals, right? Minerals that we use in fucking to come up with these batteries, right? In phones and in computers and everywhere, right? Except for the fucking fridge doesn't need that, or the microwave, right? Even then, I think it does have something in there, right? Some fucking battery in there. So if we run out of those fucking minerals on this planet, because the problem with batteries, I think, is that you can't reuse them. You can't reuse those fucking minerals that you use to come up with the lithium battery, right? I don't think you can. I don't think you can actually salvage all those. Let's say a battery dies, right? What do you do with a battery? Like if it dies, whatever battery, right? Car battery, and I heard those are the fucking most nuisance to the environment. Then these hippies are saying that we should all buy these fucking, you know, electric cars. In any case, so what I'm saying is that, and I'll just end my podcast on this note, is that at some point in time in future, near future, is that we're gonna basically mine these fucking asteroids for these minerals. I think some companies are actually planning to do that. Just imagine that we find an element, what like the fucking Area 51 elements are, on one of these asteroids, which actually is some sort of an alloy or something, right? Which is actually shape shifting. I have a fucking idea. I'm not talking about, remember the fucking Terminator movie and then the villain in that movie? Because it's an alloy, right? T1000, and it basically shapes itself using the metal, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is that if you come up with some sort of if you discover a mineral that's really like fucking out of this fucking world, right? That would be fucking amazing. But I don't think so. Because everything we know, the universe is made of like these basic elements, right? And then it's possible that, there's another fucking element on any of these fucking asteroids, but who knows? It may be just some combination, some alloy that we haven't discovered yet, right? All right, everyone. So that's my podcast. I'll see you all next weekend or Monday.